Alright James, let's have a go at this Wonderwall. Sorry I can't see my face, but I thought it was better that you could see what I was doing on the guitar. Just move over so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so clearly you know how to hold a guitar and stuff like that. So that you can understand what I'm saying, I'll give the strings numbers. So we'll start with the highest string, that one's string number 1, next one down number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, okay? In the original song they use what's known as a capo, which is like that little bar thing that they put on the 2nd fret, but while you're learning we won't bother with that, we'll just play with the open guitar. See how you get on with that, and then we'll introduce the capo later on. So we'll go through the intro chords. There's 4 chords that are in the intro and the first verse. They're reasonably straightforward, although they do involve sort of all your fingers. So this is where the practice comes in, because you'll get the muscle memory sorted out and you'll get the strength built up to hold down the chords. So the first thing you want to do, first chord, is this one. Okay, and you want to take your little finger, put that on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, there. Then take your 3rd finger, put that on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So it's kind of across those two frets there. Those fingers stay there all the time, and it's only the other 2 fingers that move around during the intro. Okay, so keep those where they are. Your other 2 fingers, so your middle finger, miss out the G string, so the 3rd string, and put your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, there. Okay, there. And then put your 1st finger, 2nd fret, so same fret, on the 5th string, and then your bottom string, your 6th string, is open. Don't worry about the strumming pattern for now, just try and make sure you get a good, clean sound on that. That's what it should sound like. Okay, so you've got 2 fingers on the 3rd fret, up here on the high strings, and then 2 fingers on your 4th and 5th string on the 2nd fret. Okay, so the 2nd chord, leave your fingers where they are and move your middle finger across to the 6th string to the 3rd fret. Okay, so you might have seen G chord before. It's basically a G chord, but you've got both your 3rd finger and your little finger kept in the position they were in that we looked at a few seconds ago. Okay, so that's your 1st and your 2nd chord, and the only difference between the 2 is that middle finger moves across to the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Okay, so I'll play that in context of the song. Okay. Cool, so that's your first 2 chords sorted. The next chord, take both of those 2 fingers off, so your 1st finger and your 2nd finger, take those off and put your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and your 1st finger isn't doing anything here. Okay? You can strum all the chords. Don't worry too much about what you're strumming, just try and get the patterns down and the strength in your fingers so that you can hold these down. Okay? So just to cover that again, you've got your pinky on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then everything else is open, your 1st finger's flapping in the breeze there. Okay, so I'll play that with the other 2 chords. Okay, if when you're practicing these you just want to strum them a few times, so just do 2 strums per chord, and that will get you changing at about the right pace. Then the final chord we'll look at, keep all your fingers in the same place that we had for that last one we looked at, and bring your 1st finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Okay? So going from the 3rd chord we looked at, it's only a change in 1 note. So that's your chord shapes. On the PDF file I've sent you, there are the chord boxes there that show you where your fingers go. Basically on the chord boxes, that's your first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. So the little circles on the boxes have got the finger numbers in. Clearly the strings are the strings. So just to go through what I want you to practice then, you've got 2 strums for each chord, and I want you to play. Maybe not as fast as that, I mean it'll take you a while to get up to speed with the changes. But play it round. When you're moving from the last chord of the 4, so that chord there, all you need to do is move your 2 fingers, your first finger and your second finger, down a couple of strings. Same fret, just move them across. So actually there's not a lot of movement going on here. The trick is dealing with a cramp in your hand if you're not used to to forming chords. But that's where the practice comes in. So I'll play it with the rhythm as it sounds. If you've got a mind for rhythm, you'll get it. If you don't get it straight away, we'll work on it. Some people find it quite easy, others don't. But the rhythm is, well, you know the song, and it's kind of... Okay, if you get that far, one thing I am doing when I'm changing back to the first chord again is the strumming. I'm taking off my fingers and just playing everything open, but keeping the top 2 strings on the 3rd fret there. So I'll play around, see if you can hear it. Okay, so it's those 2 strums there, open, take the 2 fingers off. If you don't get that far until I come back, that's fine, just practice doing your chord shapes. If you get those, there's one other shape that's in the song to look at, and it's sort of like a C chord shape. You might be familiar with that if you've looked at those before. That's kind of a C chord, but remember those fingers don't move throughout the whole song. So the shape is your first finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string and your 3rd finger, 3rd fret of the 5th string. So it's like the G chord we looked at, yeah? So that 2nd chord that we looked at, except those 2 fingers have moved across to a string each. Okay, and that's a chord that's in that bit before it goes into the chorus. But basically if you want to practice that as well, if you get that far, that's cool. Okay, so Jules will go around once more. Okay, cool. I hope you get on alright. I'll see you when I get back and we'll go through that and see how you're getting on. If we need to simplify it, that's cool. It is really just down to practice really and putting the time in. A bit like everything really, but you probably know that. So take it easy and I'll catch you when I come back. Cheers.